Ha! Good morning, class. You are here at Firestorm Free Running and Acrobatics. My name is Justin Taylor. I am happy to report that we are 7 days free of crocodiles. Of course, it's probably because there was never actually any crocodiles. It was a mannequin, but that was slightly embarrassing. So we're just going to move on past that like it didn't even happen. And today, we are starting our bars section, the fourth and final section of our white rank parkour curriculum, beginner parkour. So today, in our bars section, we are going to start with two different skills extremely similar that build on one another. The first we're going to learn is our front support position. This is how to balance and hold yourself on a rail. You can hang from a rail, you can do lots of things from a rail, but most of our skills start from either a hanging position or a front support position. We are going to start so you can work on handicap low rails with our front support position before we move on to much higher in the air, hanging on a bar and doing skills from there. With that one, we're also going to learn how to transversely move side to side, lateral moving front supports, moving ourselves around on a rail, whoop, and back the other direction. Yeah! So let's get into our 60-second skill breakdown, shall we? Yay! Thank you for making some space. All right, so we've got a beautiful little rail right here. You can practice outside on any kind of handicap rail or a rail that gives you a nice little hand support. I raise this one up a little taller for me because I'm a big boy. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to, like I said, do our 60-second skill breakdown. So, front support, hands, over grip position, not under grip, reversed, over the top. We want our hands shoulder width apart. What I'm gonna be doing is locking out my arms, stacking the bones, kinematics, baby, get on it. I'm going to be pushing my shoulders down to hold myself, squeezing my abs and my booty tight, and holding myself in this nice front support position. You will notice that the bar is not right here in the bend of my hips. This causes me to either bend my arms or arch my back and sag my belly, and now I got all fatsies. So I'm gonna squeeze my tummy in. I'm gonna be pulling this about 2/3 of the way up from my kneecap to my hip is where the bar is gonna be resting. I'm gonna be squeezing the bar into my body and squeezing my legs into the bar. From this position, we can do our lateral moving front support. What I do is I'm going to lean onto one arm, so most of my weight is now on my left arm. Move one hand, shift my weight over, slide that hand in. Boop, 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 boop. As I do this, I am tightening my legs and my core really crazy because I don't want to be coming like this and trying to move. Although you can do this, and for some people it's easier in the beginning, it does not put you in a good, solid, strong, stacked body position to create power for any other skills you want to do. If I'm in this position, it's gonna be really hard to push myself off the bar. But from here, I can do whatever I want. Yeah? All right, good. Let's show you guys what this skill looks like, and then we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty and showing you all of the proper body positions and why we do what we do, so you can have a super awesome front support. Are you excited? I'm excited. Let's do it. Oh yeah. Oh, high five.
Didn't see you there.
Oh, hi. Hello, beautiful people. Are you ready to do some front supports? Oh yeah. All right, so I want you guys to check out my hands right here. I want to show you something. When we do our front support, we want our arms shoulder width apart. Boop. We're gonna be placing our hands on here. We do not want that reverse grip position we talked about during our 60-second skill breakdown, but I do want to show you one important thing. The way that you grab a bar and the grip that you use will depend on what skill you're doing, the size of the bar versus the size of your hands, and kind of the situation in which you're doing the skill. So if I have thoroughly confused you, great! Let me see if I can clarify a little bit. When I put my hands over the top, if I'm just jumping onto a bar that's this big, usually for a bar this thick, I will have my thumb next to my hands, like this, creating just a platform that my hands will, creating my hands as a platform to go on top of the rail. The reason I won't use my thumb is that if I try to grab like this, especially while hanging on a bar, which we'll get to in a few weeks, you'll notice my thumb cannot make it to my pointer finger there. As long as there is a break between my fingers not being able to connect, my hand grip will be weaker than if my thumb was just on top, because now it's peeling open right here, my hand. That'll make my hand grip weaker. So on a bar like this, if you can't touch your pointer finger to your thumb, you should have your thumb on top. If the rail is skinny enough that you can actually touch and put pressure between your pointer finger and your thumb, you will have a stronger overall grip and you should put your thumb around. Now, I do want to point out one thing, as you may have seen when we were demoing this. When I jumped to the rail, I did have my thumb open. Why? I knew I was not going to be doing a skill where I was going to be swinging. I'm just holding myself. And as I jump to a bar, the problem with this is even if I land in most of the right position and my hand slips, I'm going to go here, and right into my chest. Funny for my friends who are watching, not so good for my rib cage or my sternum. So that is the reason that when you actually jump to a rail to do this, you are going to have your hands open. This is a much wider catching area for the bar than this little guy is. So I come in here, grab the bar, and this way I won't slip over the top of the bar. The reason we don't want to reverse grip is as I come right here, although I can hold myself up, and this might feel easier for some of you guys, as soon as I'm doing this, if my hand slips even the slightest bit by pointing my fingers down, my hand will slip, I will drop down and crack my chin. As with many of these things, I've been coaching for 18 years. I've seen a lot of wipeouts. Again, always entertaining to watch somebody else do it, not good when it's yourself. So while you're practicing, do it right the first time so you don't go cracking your face. All right. Again, we want our arms shoulder width apart. Why is this? So we can bone stack. Can I lock up my arms and bone stack with my arms out here? Yes, but now I'm having to use my lats, my shoulders, my abs and everything to squeeze in to keep myself from falling off the bar. It's very difficult. What we want to do is get those arms shoulder width apart, so we're just resting on the bones and they're doing all the work for us. Now, eventually we're going to be getting into some things called casts, which is where you use the crease at the middle of your body to bend and pop to create power. You will notice in our front support, we are not resting with the bar in the crease of our waist right here. To do that, my shoulders have to be sagged all up to my ears, and I've had to loosen my stomach and spine to sag down enough to be able to get my hips there. We don't want this right now. When we're doing our front support, we are holding ourselves in a strong position, all right? Core engagement, that thing that you hear me say all day, a day, every episode, yeah. So when we do this, we're actually gonna be pushing our shoulders down, squeezing our biceps and triceps and lats into our body to hold ourselves here. This, as you'll notice from the bar being in the crease of my body, is going to push the bar down onto the top third of my femur or my thighs right here. This gives me a nice straight body. You'll also notice I'm leaning forward a little bit. I lean forward as a good counterweight. If I try to go straight up and down, I will fall off. Why? Because my body is actually behind the bar. Imagine trying to walk up to a wall, pull yourself on the wall, and hold yourself out here. Now, when we do our half cat, what do? We keep our hips off the bar, or off the wall, but in this case, we're gonna be on the bar, and we lean forward a little bit. The only difference between this and our half cat is now, where our hips don't touch the wall during a half cat, our hips will be resting on the bar because we don't have toes to push against a wall. So our toes now become our hips and hold ourselves here. The nice thing about this position is as long as I'm squeezed tight, I can begin to maneuver myself around. So let's pretend that I'm standing over here and I want to get over there and I go, oh crap man, I don't know if I can balance rail across this thing. Oh my God, it's super wobbly, I'm not gonna make it, oh my God, I'm gonna fall to my death. So what do? I use, well, honestly, there's dozens of ways to get across, but right now we're gonna focus on the one that puts you in a good, strong position for the future skills we're gonna be learning on the bars. We're gonna be doing a lot of our free running and our gymnastics-based skills, so we want this front support position. So what I can do from here, place my hands shoulder width apart. Remember, I'm pushing down with my shoulders. I'm leaned a little forward to get myself some good balance. I want to squeeze my legs straight. I don't want these big heavy weights that are my legs wobbling all around. And you can see how it's already affecting my upper body. My shoulders starting to sag. No good. Squeeze them together. Squeeze your legs tight. One solid massive weight to control is a lot easier than a bunch of little ones all over the place. From here, again, I can slowly lean over to one side, putting all my weight on my stacked bone, move that hand. Shift over, move that hand. When I do this, by pushing down, it makes it a lot easier, so my bones are taking that weight as long as I'm tight. But if I'm loose and saggy and my body is bent, my bones are not taking the weight, and my muscles are gonna have to do all the work, and it becomes exponentially more difficult to move ourselves laterally side to side. So once you're really focused, stack the bones, Lock the bones and the muscles, squeeze everything tight. Much easier to move one single heavy solid unit than a bunch of independent, less heavy units that are wiggling all over the place and pulling your energy in different directions. So always squeeze tight before you begin your lateral side to side movement. Sound good? Aw, yeah. All right, guys, that's it. It's a short one today.
A tiny little one.
So, I love all your beautiful faces. I hope you will join us next week. We're gonna continue our bars techniques. We're gonna be learning our safety vaults, forwards and backwards on the rails. We're gonna learn our forward roll, how we get from a bar where we're in our front support down to the ground. Obviously here, I'm pretty low, right? Boop, not too difficult. But if I'm on a bar 8 or 10 feet in the air, I don't wanna just push off and drop 10 feet. I wanna get down to a hang. And some of us, it can be very difficult to slide ourselves down that rail, so we are going to show you our forward roll to hanging pike that'll allow us to drop down to the ground. We're gonna go over a few skills as well, but I'm gonna keep those one secret. Why? Because I'm crafty like that. All right, guys, it's been a beautiful day. I've got a mannequin to go hunt down again. I love your beautiful faces. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that cool stuff. And I will see you next Tutorial Tuesday. Bye-bye. Hey, I'm gonna do a forward roll down the bar. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.